A former Splash Arena employee is hoping to breathe new life into the Scottsbluff pool by raising the funds needed to renovate the recently shut down facility. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, earlier this year, the Scottsbluff School Board voted to close the Splash Arena due to significant leakage and aging infrastructure. But this week, one man with strong ties to the Splash Arena announced his intentions to bring the arena back to life. Florencio Palamo is a Gering High School graduate, former Splash Arena employee, and most recently went on to found a swim academy in New York for special needs children. During a Wednesday news conference, Palamo announced that he wants to renovate and revitalize the facility, which would be tied to the building where he learned to swim at the age of 26.
When you look at everything I've created in my life in New York City and it all comes back to one place, I cannot sleep at night and feel right knowing I didn't do as much as I could to make sure that it was a place that's going to be kept alive for generations to come, not just for next year, but many generations to come.
Palamo says the restoration effort would not be looking for local tax dollars. Rather, Palamo says he plans on being the crusader spearheading the fundraising effort, relying in large part to his connections and resources in New York. Construction could take 18 to 24 months to be completed, but perhaps the best process would be to build the facility in stages. His vision would include an Olympic pool with a separate diving basin and a teaching and exercise pool with a raised bottom that would have warmer water often needed for therapy classes for both young and old. Well, nearly 4 years after first announcing that he was running for the Nebraska Legislature, District 47 Senator Steve Erdman of Bayard has announced that he will be running for a second term. He sat down with KNB News Director Scott Miller this week on the News Extra program and says he wants to continue his push for providing more property tax relief to Nebraskans.
We have some things to finish yet. We have to still complete this property tax relief program. We've got to get that fixed. Some other issues I'm dealing with is changing the way we value ag land for taxation purposes. We've got to make them transition from the market approach we now use to a productivity approach that's more fair for agricultural producers.
He says looking ahead to his final year in the first term, lawmakers need to focus on how they spend our money and has added pull following his appointment to the Appropriations Committee. And a 48-year-old Mitchell man was sentenced to 10 years in prison this morning in Scottsbluff County District Court for his latest drug conviction. Cleveland Burnett received the mandatory minimum 10-year sentence after pleading no contest to a possession of a controlled substance charge back in September. Burnett, who has already had felony convictions in 2006 and 2016, received the habitual criminal enhancement, which requires he now serves the full prison term, and he will not be released until at least 2029. Well, coming up after the break, there were actually a few flurries out there today, but warmer weather working its way back into the region. The Boyer has your full forecast right after this on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking with features such as iPay, recurring transfers, and mobile deposit. So you can bank how you want, when you want to. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Where can you find gifts for everyone? TC and More has gifts for the holidays. The Christmas decor is up, and we're ready to help you make your holiday festive. From Santas to realistic flickering candles to give your home a warm glow. Next, check out our clothing and accessories for women, like stylish gloves and Myra bags. Stop in for drawings and hors d'oeuvres November 1st through the 3rd for our holiday open house. For the perfect gift, stop in and visit TC and More, downtown Scottsbluff. And we've extended our children's educational materials.
Sure, you can get a premium steak at a steakhouse. No surprise there. But real petite filet steak sandwiches at an Arby's house? Surprise there. Arby's, we have the meats.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the Arby's Weather Center. Arby's, we have the meats.
Clear skies tonight, going to go at least partly cloudy early, and then we'll clear out overnight into tomorrow. We've had a bit more sun out there today. That's helped get temperatures up a little bit, but much warmer conditions coming tomorrow and Saturday. 2 great days in a row, and then things are going to turn as a big front comes through late Sunday. It's going to be very cold Monday. We're talking temperature drops from highs on Saturday to Monday in the 2-day period. High temperatures could drop 50 degrees possibly in some areas. It is going to turn sharply colder. It will get nicer again for later in the week. Look at yesterday. We didn't really move anywhere. Only 34 for a high after a morning low of 23. Nothing in the rain gauge yesterday. Added up to 384, almost 4 inches above normal for the year. 43 here in Denver, 39 in Lyman. It's 35 in North Platte. Only 20 though up in Watertown, 29 in Norfolk. Much colder on that end of the state. 34 in Alliance, 35 Sydney, 39 in Ogallala. It's 36 right now up in Lusk. Winds have been fairly light today. They're out of the south, under 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we head on the bus tomorrow, getting ready for a weekend, right? That's right. TGIF tomorrow, 28 when you get on the bus. That's nicer than where we were today. And whoo, look at that coming home. Maybe a great day to cut out of school a little early tomorrow. 63 for your temperature on the way home. Few clouds out there tonight early. Those will quickly dissipate and move off. Clear skies overnight. That's going to help temps fall, but really we're starting to rebound as we push that colder air mass out of here, so we're not going to drop off too much down into the low to mid 20s, upper 20s, even some low 30s here, Cheyenne and Wheatland. Tomorrow then we start the day with sunshine. Any of those little few high-level clouds to the east in the morning burn off quickly, and we have sunshine coming all day long tomorrow here, and that's going to help warm temperatures up. Of course, we have to throttle them a bit as we don't have a lot of sunlight right now as the days are getting shorter and shorter, but looking pretty nice tomorrow. 65 in Scottsbluff, Kimball, Sydney, Ogallala, Oshkosh, all those areas 65, just 52 in Lusk. Most everybody, though, going to get in the upper 50s and low 60s for tomorrow. For tonight, partly cloudy skies, especially early. They'll clear out, 25 for a low. For tomorrow, mainly sunny skies. It is going to be breezy. That's the only downfall of tomorrow. 15 to 25 mile an hour winds with highs out there in the mid 60s. And then it looks like things warm up even further. Saturday, how about 70 for a high? And then look by Sunday, late day snow showers move in, maybe near 50 to start the day. We'll bottom out in the teens, and then on Veterans Day Monday, very cold, highs only in the 20s, maybe in the single digits Monday night, and then back up into the low 50s for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as conditions straighten out a little bit for the rest of the week.
Sure, you can get a premium steak at a steakhouse. No surprise there. But real petite filet steak sandwiches at an Arby's house? Surprise there. Arby's, we have the meats.
On April 15, 1924, West Nebraska Methodist Episcopal Hospital, the region's first modern hospital, opened in downtown Scottsbluff. The goal was to provide the care residents needed close to home, and it's never changed. For 95 years, we've continued to provide exceptional health care for generations of families throughout our region as a community hospital, a regional referral center, and a Level 2 trauma center. Thank you for trusting your health care to Regional West Medical Center.
Welcome back. Bass Pro Shop says nearly 120 jobs at its Cabela's operations in Sydney will be relocated to Bass Pro Shop's headquarters in Springfield, Missouri. The company announced on Wednesday that employees who chose not to move to Springfield will be offered severance and outplacement aid. Company spokesman Jack Wisen says that the relocation is consistent with the company's long-term commitment to efficiently provide the highest level of service. It's not clear how many jobs will remain in Sydney. Cabela's once employed around 2,000 people in Sydney before it was bought by Bass Pro Shops 2 years ago. Well, a 40-year-old Scottsbluff woman is being held on a $250,000 bond after allegedly selling methamphetamine to a CI working for the Wing Drug Task Force during 3 controlled buys. Janelle Nightwalker is charged with 3 counts of distribution of a controlled substance and faces up to 50 years in prison on each charge if convicted. Court documents say she sold drugs during controlled buys on April 16th, May 6th, and May 15th. Once the suspected drugs came back from the NSP crime lab confirming it was methamphetamine, criminal charges were filed. She made her first appearance on the Class 2 felonies on Wednesday morning in Scottsbluff County Court. Nightwalker's preliminary hearing has been set for November 14th. And a Gehring woman is one of 3 non-traditional Nebraska students to receive a Nebraska Rural Radio Foundation scholarship from the Nebraska Farm Bureau Foundation. Caitlin Pittman is a CNA at Regional West and was recently accepted into the UNMC nursing program. Pittman plans to continue her education, bridging a registered nurse to paramedic program to better serve her Nebraska community. Pittman and her family currently reside in Gehring. Well, straight ahead, Chris Cottrell catches up with Bearcat football coaches Judd Hall and Jake McLean as they continue their quest for a Class B championship.
Think a utility vehicle should do more than take you places? So does Kubota. That's why our all-new Sidekick is built to do it all. Climb more. Tow more. Go more. Cross over to more today. Take your Kubota Sidekick home with no money down and 0% financing for 36 months.
Your local Kubota dealer is Sandberg Implement in Gehring.
You said yes. Together, you planned every detail. You married. And then you realized 500 square feet just isn't enough room for 2. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today. You decide to add another to your family. You start reading parenting books. You're amazed that such a small human could need so much space. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today.
Now, sports from the First National Bank Sports Desk. First National Bank of North Platte, the bank to think of first.
This is a Friday night football work-only zone right now for today's update from right here at the Sports Desk. This game a year ago was the Roncalli-Scottsbluff matchup at Bearcat Stadium. You remember that one, don't you? So yeah, this is the week things start to get real and real in a hurry for Scottsbluff in these Class B football playoffs. The Bearcats coming off a win over Alliance, and tomorrow night they'll welcome in the 7-3 Norris Titans, who are coming off a win last week in round 1 over Mount Michael. Scottsbluff head coach Judd Hall knows this Norris team has been tested this year. They've already played 3 playoff teams, the likes of Scott, Waverly, and Bennington.
Their 3 losses are to 3 playoff teams, so they've played a quality schedule. Played 3 playoff teams extremely close during the year, so it's going to be a huge challenge for our kids. But like I said this morning, I think our kids are ready to step up and accept the challenge.
We'll get back to the head man to check on the offensive unit here in just a moment or two, but right now, need to talk a little bit of defense. Norris scored 38 last week. They feature a talented quarterback in Aiden Order and a bunch of big receivers and running backs for defensive coordinator Jake McLean to try and contain.
The game plan every week is built around being able to stop the run, so that'll be the focus once again. And then you just said it, having pretty much 6'3", 6'4", and 6'5" as 3 of their options, that might pose a little bit of a threat, but hopefully we can take care of the run and then get some pressure on the quarterback, and then hopefully that leads to good things for us.
This Scottsbluff defense so far this season, well, they forced 25 turnovers, and the bulk of those have come in the second half of the season. It appears it's strength on strength tomorrow night, a Cats D that can straight up put the heat on an opposing quarterback against this Norris offense that has a bunch of firepower in their passing game.
It's going to be a big. I think that's going to be one of the big deciding factors in the outcome. We know we're going to have to get pressure, but even more so, we know we're going to have to be able to tackle the quarterback too. So it'll be a fun matchup, and it's going to be a great Friday night.
Every season brings a new dynamic, a different roster. Coach lost Garrett Nelson and Keegan Reifschneider, among others, and really had to put the pieces together for this year's unit.
I mean, you'd always have that feeling in the summer and last spring, like, oh no, what's it going to be like this year? And having the front seven that we have and being able to get pressure, it really, I think, takes off. Bringing 4 new defensive backs into the picture this year, but it's been a fun year definitely, and good for us.
All right, now let's get back to the head coach and his rugged offensive group that averages over 40 points a game this year. Nothing fancy.
I think we're going to do what we do. I mean, I think we're going to line up. We're going to run the ball, throw some play action passes when we catch them creeping down that free safety. But we're not going to change a whole lot of things. We're going to do what we do. We've done that since I took over the program. We played against some great defenses since we've been running this offense. We've had success all the time. So we're going to line up and we're going to go at them just like we always do.
Of course, a huge part of everything this football team does is about Sebastian Harsh. He's looking like a true game day decision tomorrow. He's one of the best players in the state and in school history. Brett Hill, for his part, he's done a tremendous job over the last 3 weeks when called upon at quarterback. No matter who the signal caller is, Coach has something every high school head football coach wants, and he coach at any level for that matter. That's a dominant offensive line.
I think it's the best offensive line we've been able to put together since I've been here in the last 10 years. So it's a great group of kids that work hard and work well together. So we're going to lean on them just like we have all year. And, we think that's the strength of our team is our offense and defensive line. So we're going to follow the big boys up front and see what happens.
2 phases of the football game, probably not going to be enough to get the job done tomorrow. It's going to take that 3rd phase, the all-important special teams. And the Cats so far this year, they've been pretty good in all phases. Touchbacks in the kicking game, some dangerous return men, and Caleb Walker, a super reliable place kicker.
I think it's going to be a huge factor in the game. It looks like it's going to be a nice night, so the weather's not going to play a factor in it. So it's going to come down to the plays on the field. And I think special teams is going to play a huge key. Somebody might drop a punt, shank a punt, somebody that's going to fake a punt. So special teams are going to be huge.
Well, it's going to be hard for any game ever, really, to live up to that Scottsbluff Roncalli game from a year ago. This one has all the makings of a real throwdown tomorrow night at Bearcat Stadium. And who knows, depending on how things break elsewhere, another matchup with Roncalli, a possibility 1 week from now. That'll do it for today. The latest from right here at the First National Bank Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell. Ryan back to check the KNEB community calendar right after this on kneb.tv.
Sometimes events in life are planned. Others, a happy surprise. No matter what life change you're navigating, whether you're getting married or just want a bigger yard for your pup, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today. Retirement. A new season in life where you can change how you live it. And something easier, convenient, that feels just right. When it's time, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
Christmas is in the air at Compliments for you and your home. Come in today to see all the Christmas decor you'll need to help brighten up your house, from tree decorations to carolers and Santas. We also have beautiful and original ladies' fashions for the holiday season, which appeal to women of all ages and sizes. And for the cold nights, bundle up in some coffee shop clothing. Compliments for you and your home. 1708 Broadway, downtown Scottsbluff.
Local lending. We're here for you from start to finish. Keeping money in our economy, supporting local jobs, giving back to our community, investing in entrepreneurship, making our quiet towns a destination. At Platte Valley Bank, we support local because we are local.
And finally tonight, as we start to enter the holiday season, One Panhandle Bank is once again stepping up efforts to help out those in need. First State Bank unveiled their Tree of Names Thursday morning as part of their 38th year of the Gift of Love program. The tree has hundreds of names of local children whose families may not be able to buy them many Christmas gifts. Director of Marketing Becca Tompkins says if you're interested in participating, all you have to do is go into First State Bank's branch on Broadway, pick up a name or two, and have all of the gifts delivered by the date listed on the tag. She says that the requests are usually fairly basic.
Blankets, underwear, socks, the things that a lot of children are like, these children are wanting them off their lists, as well as blankets. This year I've seen a lot of blankets on the tags. So it's always really, really nice and heartwarming to see when a blanket tag comes back and it's a handmade blanket. That is just, that extra step of love makes it even more special to that child.
Tompkins adds that there's a lot of programs throughout the Gift of Love where you can help out this holiday season, including the Truck of Love, Coat Drive, and Canned Food Collection. You can find more information about the Gift of Love program on First State Bank's website. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you here next time.